We are also encouraged by the new treatment being rolled out for patients in Georgia in partnership with the Trump administration. This week, the Department of Public Health would distribute over 18,000 vials of Remdesivir to 85 hospitals across Georgia. This shipment will enable these facilities to treat roughly 1,670 patients. I greatly appreciate the President and the Vice President and the rest of the administration for their continued support with critical supplies like Remdesivir as we continue to fight the invisible enemy together. Speaking of the Trump administration, we had a call this week with the Vice President and the nation's governors to discuss how states are moving to safely reopen their economies and get Americans working again. We also had a very productive call with Admiral Polufchek and GEMA Director Bryson to ensure Georgia continues to receive the critical supplies as we take measured steps forward in our reopening process. And just this afternoon, we received some fantastic news from the President. He will be extending full federal funding of the National Guard activities through mid-August. That authorization was set to expire next month. And as you know, the 3,000 men and women currently deployed in the Georgia National Guard have been absolutely vital to our fight against COVID-19. They have helped deliver millions of pounds of food to students and Georgians in need. And they've been the backbone of our testing program, as well as doing life-saving work in our nursing homes and long-term care facilities. And I want to thank the President for this. There was many governors across the country that were asking for this extension, and he has listened to them, and we are grateful.